I was going to throw the banners and stuff up there. That's what I was looking at.
I always ask, do y'all understand why those cards are like that at the beginning there?
Oh, I like that Aussie.
What uniform?
Nobody's guessed
uniform
it.
Number.
What, the Aussie?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't pay attention. I just know I like that set.
Well, he wore number 1, and he was the last one. So that ought to tell you why those cards are in that order. They're in my countdown. Start the show. I thought I'd be a little different. So
nobody guessed it.
New Year, everyone. We got Don and Robert and Three Rivers and MikeO's in 2 places at once and all over the place. So welcome to 2023 Big Scott 35. There's a lot of numbers there. I hope you enjoy it. We got Nats Man back tonight. I'm excited.
What up? Hashtag to the South.
We got Dave's Midlife Card Crisis. And we got MikeO. I believe I had y'all last year at my New Year's, either before or after. So I was trying to, and I think I had y'all with Ed, and Ed had to work tonight. So Jamar's here. How you doing? So fellas, how was you bringing your New Year's like most of us? Watched it and go to bed, or did y'all do anything special? Or do you even stay up for it?
I stayed home and did nothing.
There
watched Miley Cyrus and Dolly Parton. That's about it.
Sing Island in the Streams. That's what they are. How about you, Mike? You getting anything last night?
Hanging out with family a lot during the daytime. That was,
that's awesome.
A little taxing. Starts wearing you out a little bit. So by about 9 p.m., I was ready to go to bed. But I was packing some eBay stuff, getting some stuff packed real quick, and I'm like racing against the clock until about 11:55. Then I start hearing fireworks go off. Look, I'm like, ooh, it's 12 o'clock. So
yeah,
probably, I was up to the New Year and then went to bed about 20 minutes later.
I was, I think I heard fireworks. I'm hoping there were fireworks. Nothing came through my ceiling, so I didn't hear any sirens or anything. So that was made me feel. I'm sitting there. I heard the pops, and I was like, I'm folding clothes. I look at the clock, and I was like, oh, that's right, it's midnight.
If y'all only knew, Winston is famous for gunshots. So
yeah, Winston. I lived in some rough areas, and this is right there with them. I can tell you. Just mind my business. Yeah, Three Rivers. It's a fun game. Where I lived in Iowa, I know my neighbor behind me would go out and shoot a shotgun off at midnight. And I don't think it had to be New Year's. I think he just went out sometimes and shot his shotgun off. Reese says he was one of those packages. I think I was one of those packages too, Reese. With all my 8s. Because it was CSG in there.
Hey, look at that. Robert's down in Puerto Rico.
Crazy down here in Puerto Rico. Oh, well, I bet you're warm down there. Speaking of that, Mike, you spoke well and highly of it on the when we did the review. I think it was CSG about the how to figure out who you want to grade with and everything. And in this new year, I've seen some prices and things like that. I mean, I know how PSA's been treating people and stuff. I mean, I know you like SGC for obvious reasons, getting them back. CSG is just beautiful. Are you just going to stick the same way and really, most stuff's going to those two and then PSA on wherever you feel like you need to send a PSA? How do you figure out where you send your cards?
I mean, that's kind of where I'm at this point. If it's for PC, it's more than likely going to SGC or CSG. It doesn't mean I won't send a PSA, but I'm more likely to purchase a card in a PSA holder than go through the issues of sending it off to PSA and waiting anywhere from 30 days to 300 days, not really knowing what to expect with getting the cards back and such. I mean, that's just kind of where I'm at right now. I think CSG is doing a good job. If I'm getting cards graded for the exclusive purpose of selling, CSG might not currently be the best option. I think you probably have more reasons to go SGC that way, but it also just depends on what types of cards. So for me, if it's for the PC, I'm kind of SGC, CSG, and then PSA. I know that's in the minority of most people because most people are just looking at the dollar signs, but I want cards back into the collection as soon as possible. I want to be able to enjoy the cards. And even if I want to move the card, I want to have that ability and not kind of be stranded, not knowing, what the expectation is. Because I don't know what the expectation is for PSA. I know people will say, like, oh, they say 90 days. Like, I have orders that I've sent out for, like, the PSA DNA stuff, and it can take them 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks just to log it, and that's what starts their clock. Like, that's just still unacceptable. But to each their own.
And now
collect and do what you want,
And then you add to that, not only do they make small mistakes like they all do, but they're making some big mistakes right now. I don't know if they're mistakes or somebody's helping themselves to cards. They need to get all that figured out. Dave, what's your thought on that? You do grading as well. You do them with us in the groups. Is there a way that you figure out, or are you mainly just staying with one or the other?
Well, I haven't graded in a while now because I'm broke.
Merry Christmas.
I took the kids to Disney World, and that just took all my funds. So,
there you go. Did you see the Star Wars? Time out. Did you go to the Star Wars thing?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's all that matters. Okay.
There was the one ride I actually had to pay for. I wasn't,
right.
Thinking on that on like the little genie thing to skip the line. You have to actually pay for to wait in line. I'm like, now we're paying for that thing, and it's fantastic.
Oh yeah,
and I drove the Millennium Falcon too, so it worked out great.
Sounds like Dave's going to start PCing some Star Wars cards, Big Scott 35 style.
Yeah. Okay, well, even though you have it, do you have a thought process, or it's just like, hey, Mike, what you sending to? What's your?
Well, so we're getting the cards back. I mean, right now you can't flip any more base to try to, because it just doesn't flip right anymore. Right. So for me, it's just going to be nothing but PC cards I'm be sending in. And I'm not really in a hurry to get stuff back because when I get it back, it just sits in a box anyway for most of the time. So I'm thinking for anything, if I get something I think is worthy of the extra money to pay for PSA, I'd rather send a PSA. But I do like to send in some PC lower grades or lower end stuff, and that'll be the CSG, SGC stuff I send. Like there's some base rookies, but if I have something that's gonna, obviously the PSA value is just worth me sending in for the extra money, I'm gonna send it there.
Natsman, what's your thoughts on? I'm sorry, Dave, did I cut you off? Go ahead.
No, we're good.
Okay, Natsman, what's your thoughts on your process? I know you're not doing a lot right now with your collecting, but I know you have thoughts on it.
Yeah, I'm still picking. I've been picking some stuff up. What's up, Paige? I guess most of my stuff will be personal, so it's going to go to CSG, and then if it's something that I want to flip, depending on the price point, honestly, we'll either go to PSA or SGC. Probably SGC out of most of the stuff that I would want to flip, because I don't think I've got anything that would be in that price point, because I don't submit to a third party, and I do it on my own because I still have my membership. But I don't know if I can justify sending in as many cards in as you need to get that price discount.
Right.
PSA, I don't think that price of a card was going to do anything for me. But most of my stuff will be personal.
Right.
Some of it too depends on, even if you're getting stuff just to flip, it can just depend on how time sensitive is it. For instance, I had some Aaron Judge cards, some extra cards, and I was like, well, these cards have gone up a lot towards the end of the year. And regardless of what I would get, I would prefer to sell them graded, because in the new world of eBay, people want to return shit and all that stuff. Like, at least whether it's an 8 or a 9, like, at least you have it identified and like, hey, this is what it is, especially sending it to the eBay authentication and all that stuff. So like, I did that with some Judge cards, and it's like, cool, I'm getting them back in a week so I can get them listed and I can get them sold one way or the other.
Right.
Is there an effect on the price? I guess a little bit, but it's worth taking a certain percentage less just to get it back that quickly and be able to get it sold and not paying for the upcharges and such.
Right. And I mean, with that, that return that we had with SGC the other night on yours, if anybody wants to see non-sports cards and how well they pop, especially cartoon style cards like in that Tux, we had, what was those years on those Mickey Mouse cards that you and Nina had?
36.
Yeah, and then my Batman, your Batman's, the 60s cards. I just think they pop so well with that black trim. You can't do it at CSG anyway, and you're going to have to wait a month of Sundays to get them back for PSA. But I really like SGC in my non-sports is kind of where I'm at on that. And then CSG for my personal, unless I think it might be something I sell down the road, then I'll send it to SGC, just kind of like the Nats man said. And
even it can depend on the type of card too. Like you said, if you have non-sports, SGC, PSA, because CSG is just not really the way to go with that right now.
Right.
If you have pre-war, you're almost, PSA sometimes will sell for a little bit of a premium because PSA people will just be out there looking. But generally speaking, if it's a big enough card, the difference is so minuscule.
I have to agree with that. And my thought process too with PSA, and I talked to you a little bit the other night about this, is, as I'm in the registry. So I still love the registry. So it's still, if they can get that price a little bit lower, I think, they'll get some more stuff from me on that. And I just think they're so strong, they're not going anywhere anyway. Even with how they're screwing up. What's that say? PSA doesn't. What are we laughing at?
James just makes
James is on fire.
Yeah. Well, James loves some SGC, and I'm almost a fanboy for CSG at this point. I'm not that far. I believe I am the king of Frankenstein's collections. After hockey. So I collect everything.
CSG is doing a good job. They made that first mistake of going with the Beckett grading system and the flip that, whether some people liked it or not, it wasn't universally liked enough. You need to at least be accepted by most. And I think that set them back a little bit. There's still some silly things they did. I think I addressed it during the reveal. The handling fee on the submissions is just a way to steal $5 or $10 extra dollars. Like, it's, it is what it is. It's not the end of the world, but it's like, why? The forced auto grades, $2 surge charge is just unnecessary. Little things like that. But obviously they're still looking to try and build up, and, it's a marathon. They're obviously doing well. They got enough money behind them. Like, they'll be around. I'm not worried about them folding up shop. Unlike, a litany of other companies that they could go belly up very, very soon with the way things are going.
I can think of 3 that are trying to make a push, but if SGC after all these years couldn't make a dent in the PSA, how much of a piece of the pie is there for these other companies? I just don't know. Even if they would have came in during the height of it all, I don't know how much of a piece of a pie it is, just because you got a pretty slab. I really like Tag's slab. I just don't have any confidence in their grading system.
Yeah, I haven't actually physically seen one yet.
It's
I haven't been at a show. I haven't been at a show where I've seen any. I haven't
Right.
really browsed like eBay. I don't know. Is there?
I saw a
bunch on
couple
there?
at Chantilly, and I saw, HGA to me, people really like it, but when I saw it in hand, I just, to me, it looks like a coloring book or something like that. I just want the information. I don't need it to look fancy.
Yeah, I think HGA is still around. I think they got a new ownership, and
Yeah, I don't think they got new ownership. They just got a new influx of money from somewhere. I think the same owner owns it. I think.
I think they ran that guy off.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. If I find something in an HGA at the right price, I'm going to get it.
Oh yeah, that was cheap.
I mean, down here, Three Rivers got the mint. I have mint. I picked up mint at the Chantilly show. I picked up mint and KSA hockey cards. So, what I like about them is they all are basically the same dimensions of a PSA slab. And I'm not saying that because PSA is the king. It's just everybody knows what that slab is like. So that means it's easier to store. That's my one problem with SGC. They just got to be the oddball slab that's a little too big for everything to fit into a lot of stuff.
And and we've said this before, not every card looks good in a SGC tux.
Right.
It can be too dark and you lose perspective of the card.
Refractor sometimes gets a little lost. I have a couple of my.
You need like a bright color refractor or really silvery refractor. If you have like a 94 finest, one of those green cards with a lighter shine, doesn't look as good. I'm not a big fan of like 71 tops in there. Like black border cards don't.
Yeah.
They just.
I can't wait to get
there.
my stuff. Hopefully you sent to me. If not, it's sitting at your house still. But
it's on its way.
Just messing with you. That mini Stormtrooper looks so.
That thing looked awesome. I kind of
Yeah,
liked to keep it. I was like, man, I might have to go buy one of these.
Yeah. Well, guess what I got coming to you this week? I got a different one. It's the Sand Trooper. And guess what? I also have a baseball comic strip and
the king of the comic strips.
And then the one with Pow on it. So, but I do have a history one coming.
Ooh.
Famous Rivals.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought I've been getting into the Revolutionary War again and stuff. That was I was a history major, and that's what I kind of was the colonial part of United States. Are they any reveal videos? I haven't really seen any tag, but then again, I don't really go out looking for tag reveals. I did at the beginning, so I just want to see what they look like. But it's kind of like a lot of the other ones. It's the same type of people that were doing HGA at the beginning, not trying to like pigeonhole that type or anything, but it seems to be younger people that are doing it. I like it. It's expensive. I wouldn't pay that much for something.
I was going to say, aren't they like $25?
25, I think. And I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool concept. They send you the box to mail it to them and all this stuff. It's a reusable box. And I just, $25 for, I don't care about that. I want it to be a consistent grading company that when I get it, yeah, you're going to make some mistakes, but for the most part, I want to get one and go, oh, I believe in this grading company. So that's all I care about. And I get that with SGC, and PSA for the most part. I have high confidence in them. So for and I'm just bringing that up because it just seemed like there was a lot of talk about them changing things up going into this end of the year, starting up the year. I think PSA is going to have new pricing beginning this week. I can't remember right off the top of my head because they've been
they're going up a little bit.
Yeah, so I kind of interested in that. I'm interested to see what CSG does, if they keep their pricing where it's at, or if they're going to drop a little or go up, back up again. I think they'd be smart to stay down.
I think they'd be very smart to stay down because it's also going to be interesting to see how the trend goes with grading in 2023. You know, like I don't follow the numbers. I know there's people who love those pop reports and the weekly numbers. I really don't follow it, but obviously grading is down as a whole because, you know, especially right now, you just had back-to-back holidays in terms of Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. I mean, this is a part of the year where people, whether you're spending money on gifts or you're spending money on travel, you're eating up a lot of time. Like it's just part of the year where you're not really looking to spend extra money on something that you don't necessarily need to do immediately. And then with the way the economy is right now, it's going to be enough just purchasing cards, let alone grading stuff. So whether that means people sending in fewer cards or pausing sending in cards at all, it's going to be kind of interesting what happens with that. You would think that would lead to at some point, you know, the grading war is going to continue where maybe they need to at some point lower a little bit, but we'll see.
I went to the Winston-Salem show here a few weeks ago, right before Christmas, and it wasn't a lot of graded cards there. It was, you didn't see the cases and cases of them. What I saw were boxes and boxes of discounted cards. I don't like to call them dollar cards anymore because you go through them and it's, you know, can be anywhere from $1 to $10, whatever. And then you get the big discount off of it after you pick some up. I saw a lot of that, but not. It looked like grading cards were kind of on the downside, which I don't know if that's a sad thing or I don't know.
I think when you get in a squeeze like this, it gets to more where it's people are going to grade things that are more of a necessity to grade as opposed like either an expensive card or, you know, a big card or a very old card. I mean, the times of everyone grading Kyle Lewis, you know, probably coming to a halt.
Right. Yeah. And even I have rethought my thinking on what to grade, how much to send in. You know, because I like to have my PC graded as much as possible, but now I can't get every Pete Alonso graded. That's just not in the cards. Yeah. But, you know, I do want to get rookie cards. I like to get that first rookie card, base card, you know, graded in my flagships of the players that I like that I think might have a future.
You just got to spread them out a little bit. Like I have stacks and stacks of like finest flashback refractors and stuff that I want to get done. But I'm like, here and there, I'll send a couple in at a time. Right. I'll still send the BS cards like the Terry Mulholland Panini sticker from 1993 that's, you know, a solid 99-cent card, and it's probably not worth a whole lot more than that graded, but it's cool in the collection. Like
when you did that, I mean, was that the one that Ami or Amy's put the video thing on there saying it means you collect a lot? Yeah, because when you did that, I was like, I do the same thing, man. So I was like, I'm with you, brother. I grade what I want.
Who collects baseball or grades baseball? Either any of y'all guys football?
Football, you mean?
Yeah.
Only football stuff.
I mean, I will sometimes. I just don't break a whole lot now. You know, I used to back in the day send tons of like Tom Brady's in, and I would send some occasional like Bledsoes, but
even as a collector, the football is just not fun for me.
I mean, I collect football, but it's either autographs or rookie cards.
All right. Well, this is my question then, because I wanted to ask you, you know, if you did, I think it'd be a dumb question for me to ask if you didn't do football, but with the NIL licensing for the NCAA players, do you think there may be a run on that next year?
Oh, yeah. I think when Manning arch banning stuff starts hitting the streets, it's going to be a frenzy. I think
So,
he's gonna,
so I mean, I don't even. So, are they doing like full college cards now, where they're not just like getting drafted? It's just gonna be could be freshman college players. And
well,
cards?
well, you got Tops doing the elite basketball, which those kids are not even in college; they're high school kids.
So, how are they gonna like mark those and like prospect cards for football and basketball?
Yeah, so there you go.
So is there going to be a collegiate collection, or
I about guarantee you that somebody out there, and here's the thing. I think the NIL, this is where Fanatics is going to. I'm glad this was brought up because Fanatics, guess what they have already a lot of contracts with? Almost every big college out there. So now they just got to get the kids signed, and most of the kids are not signing for millions of dollars or whatever. They're just whatever they're getting. So I would not be surprised to see a college Tops or Fanatics brand coming out in the near future.
Would that make it now as rookie card?
No, because just like in baseball, you have prospect cards, then you have rookie cards. And I was going to be one of my questions tonight because I've been watching Victor from today, and I want to pick Victor's brain. I've been asking this on different ones because, and I brought this up in Mike's thing the other day, but nobody dared to answer it. So in baseball, your rookie card is your first major league card. Then you have prospects. But when Shohei Ohtani played in Japan, when he came over here, he had a rookie card, right? When he was already playing Major League Baseball in Japan. So my question,
he had a Japan rookie card,
right? So
we're in Japan, yeah.
Right? So
EBM or whatever that.
So what's Herschel Walker's rookie card?
So right now it's still considered his Tops
with the Generals.
No, the Generals is an XRC. They have it at.
Really, for playing in the USFL?
I think so. Yeah, that's considered.
It's is it Steve Young's rookie card? It's
still it's XRC. I think
really?
they changed it in the 90s, I think, and then they rechanged the rookie card later.
I know Julius Erving's rookie card is with the Virginia Squires of the ABA. I have it. So that's because in soccer.
Would it be the team that merged? Would it be only the players that are on teams that got
merged? They were one of the teams that got dropped.
They got dropped. Okay.
Right. So
yeah, so all those UFL or USFL cards are all like they're not considered the rookie because like Steve Young is 86 Tops is his rookie card, but he has like the 84 or 85 USFL.
This is how my brain works, and it's weird. He was showing all this rookie card soccer players, and it makes me laugh because I like to send hockey players, and this other guy likes to send soccer players. So Mike has to pronounce the names. It's great fun. Everybody should at least send in one card like that. But anyway, it was all these rookie cards, and he was playing for somebody in the Premier League, which doesn't matter. But just say, okay, that's his Premier League rookie card. He gets a contract from the MLS. Does he get an MLS rookie card? That was my question because I was like, well, wait a minute. Shohei Ohtani has Japanese. That's a major league. That's a Hall of Fame. Ichiro's going to be in that Hall of Fame and in the United States one. That's what I kind of was like. How do we work this in other sports? And I guess we figure it out.
I think you try to take what you consider yourself was a rookie card and what you want to collect, and you make a decision.
Yeah, does it say RC on the card? I'm with you on that. It just it made my brain hurt. So I wanted everybody else's brain to hurt.
For me, I want both. I kind of
I
like
would-
even like so like I think I've said this before. Like I'm a rookie card collector, but I also like to collect the first prospect cards. So like Aaron Judge, like his 2013 Bowman is his prospect card, and I want that. And then I want his 2017 rookie card.
right.
Even though I collect the Yankees, I really don't care if I have anything else in the between.
Right.
Those are just cards.
Right.
So I kind of, for my personal collection, I want both. So with the football, I'm a collector of the '80s rookies, so I want the XRC USFL ones eventually, and the rookie cards. So I collect them both. I consider both rookies.
Right.
Like in baseball, 86 tops traded and 87 tops Barry Bonds are both considered kind of rookie cards, even though one's the XRC, one's the rookie. Two different years, but I'll just get them both.
And I see Three Rivers over here. He collects hockey. I know, like, we get players from other countries that play in their major hockey leagues, but when they play over here, that's their rookie card, right? So, I mean, that's. I'm sure he could probably tell us more about that as well. And Doc, I think Dr. Exclusive is in here too. I was just thinking that the other day. Why is one in the past? Because I always thought the rookie card of Herschel Walker was with the Generals. So I stand corrected. But I guess if I wanted to put it in my PC and said it was the rookie card, I could.
And see, I would rather have that general card than I would his Topps card or whenever it would have been his NFL card.
Right.
I would consider that general card his rookie card.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the NIL is going to have an NIL their own like logo. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's not just not only football release, but like one of the companies is going to be like a Goodwin Champions where it's a bunch of different stuff stuffed in there together.
Well, what's interesting is that, Deion Sanders is, the coach at Colorado, and Fanatics doesn't carry any Colorado stuff right now. But he's getting a lot of these players through the pipeline. Want it because of this whole NIL licensing agreement. They're saying that's why one reason they're going to him to go play is exposure, maybe to get some more money.
Thanks, Gary. Yeah, put up the one all the way down at the bottom with Bing Scott when he put it in. What do you all think the box of 2023 Top Series 1 Hobby is going to cost? I think straight from Topps is going to be the same price as it was this year, but that's got a chance of being really good, I think, with some really good rookies. So on a secondary market might be a little pricey. I know Mike has to deal with that. So what do you think about that, Mike?
I haven't thought about it yet. I haven't seen. I don't think anyone's pre-selling it yet. At least not that I've seen.
Most of them got burned on the pre-sales before, so yeah, they won't.
They're having so much trouble. There's probably 97 products still coming out for this year, even though the year's over.
Right.
Trying to keep pace with that, but I would assume a hobby box would be about $85 and jumbo $180. That's just
right.
like ballpark guess based on what update was. Of course, everyone gets excited for the new release. Like I always consider Topps the opening day for like baseball card season. Like that's
right.
the way I look at it. And it's one of those things like, how do you not at the very least open a couple packs or whatever, just for fun or blaster or whatever you run into. Mm-hmm. But there's legitimately, I know like Bowman's Best is still supposed to come out and Topps Finest Baseball. Those are just two off the top of my head. I know there's still a lot of other products. So there's all that competition just for baseball alone. And then you have baseball really still taking the back seat to basketball and football currently. There's so much product out there, so that could drive the price down a little bit. I mean, I don't know what the cost is from Topps. I don't think anything's raising this year compared to last year. I think they already did their price bump to.
And you never know with Topps.
And they're gonna have more and more available directly, from them. That's obviously the way things have been trending.
They might take the Gunner card and make it a super short print, make it a chase card till the extended version when they make a rookie of him. Or you don't know what they're going to do like they did this year, which that really I thought that was just crappy move on them in Series 2, not putting J-Rod or Quan or Bobby Witt or what is it, Torkelson. None of them were in Series 2, where they were all in update.
Yeah, I think Series 2 base card wise is a little weak. It's like O'Neal Cruz and maybe Spencer Strider might be in there.
Yeah, I thought it was, and they did that on purpose. They spread it out, but it's their business. That's their business models to make money. Who would have thunk it? But it made short prints, so you still wanted to buy this Chase. I don't know. Here's my thought on Chases too. It's such a low percentage. Like you could buy a case and still not hit the short print you're looking for. You can hit every other one and not get the one you're looking for. I think you bring that up a lot in your odds. You'll show the odds and go, well, there's one of these in a case, but you can open up how many cases to get the one you're looking for.
Yeah, I actually said that one of my nephews, he's JT Realmuto is his favorite player, so I had an X Fractor at a platinum anniversary. I gave it to him, along with other stuff for Christmas, and I was like,
favorite uncle.
I was like, you get one of these per box, but there's 700 cards in this set, so it takes you 700 boxes in perfect correlation to get this card.
Right.
It's
Did he understand that at all, or?
He's still a little young for that, but he got the drift that it's not easy to get,
Well, you have parents that don't understand. When I go in the card shop and you listen to them, they think when they open up a box, they're going to get every card that they want and the autograph that they want, and they just don't get it. It doesn't work like that.
No, that's why if you actually look at the cost of wax and the cost of singles, like the majority of singles are severely underpriced based on that model. Now, obviously, It's the market, and that's why the market is the market. But that's why it's absolutely straight up stupid to open product. A lot of us do it. We do it for fun, but
they price the product.
You could legitimately just buy a couple $500 cards during the year, and it would be cheaper than opening blasters. A couple it just adds up that way.
But I got my box of Stadium,
but we have fun opening it. Whether it's the National or whether it's on a weekend or if it's occasional or if it's something, whatever, it's fun to open stuff. Even if it's junk wax at the National, what was that, 92 score or something we opened 2 years ago in Chicago?
Yeah. It was, what was it, Fleer and what was the other one, Dave? Fleer and...
I don't remember.
Because I remember we pulling the Bo Jacksons out of the Fleer, and Jim told me. So I got some of them graded. I can't remember what the other box was. Might have been Don Ross.
One of them was really bad. I think Dave pulled the one rookie, and he's like, "Yeah, this is like the second best rookie in this set." And I was like, "Oh, this ain't a good set then."
No.
And everybody's walking by, going, "What are they opening?"
Yeah, second year Tomes. 92s. I remember since 92.
Yeah, it was a 92 Fleer. I can't remember what the other one was. But I bought them just to make fun of all the people out there with their $5,000 cards. They don't understand what they actually have. Which I shouldn't say that. I don't know. I can't be in it. They probably do know what they got.
You probably got your money back on that box than you do it if you bought anything else.
What's
I
that?
I've bought a couple of the Topps Chromas at the National.
Right.
They're usually pretty awful.
Yeah. Strider got the Sporting News National League Rookie of the Year. Okay. Nice. Too bad pitchers just don't make it in the hobby world. But the Braves are going to have good pitchers all the time. It just never.
Braves are going to have the same exact team for like the next decade. Everybody goes there and signs an extension.
Well, that's what it. They had something with Jazz Chisholm. They asked him if he wanted to go. wanted to go play with the Braves, and he said, "Sure, I want to win a World Series, and then we could talk about the 10-year whatever ungodly amount of money he was talking about." So, I asked y'all today, to either have an idea or whatever. We're starting a new year, so in 22, what is a memorable piece of collection? I don't want to say card because it's so many different things. But let's go around the horn. We'll start with Nats, man. Any pickups or memorable moment, or let's just do pickups. We'll do memorable moments after that. What is a pickup for you in 22?
On card auto, authenticated, PSA, Juan Soto rookie card, hands on hip.
Yeah, with blue ink. I knew it
Blue
before when I was sitting right there. Beautiful card. That is aces. How about you, MikeO? Don't have to be one. It could be a group. It could be.
I mean, I just grabbed a quick stack because it's hard for me to think back to January and because I think you and me are very similar. As some people in the comments have, I feel like we're both buying cards absolutely weekly, if not daily, or at least looking daily.
Right.
And it doesn't mean you're buying big cards, right? You're hammering away at some 50-cent cards or whatever. But I had a stack of.
And I think that's where I have my most fun. Put me in the slums.
No pressure purchasing. Oops, right. I bought a duplicate. Oh, well.
Now I got to buy a third one to make it look good on my page.
But I've picked up stuff so there's so many different ways and places to buy stuff. Like the cheap stuff, you can buy on COMC. You can buy, card shows, wherever. Bunch of places. eBay even, if you get enough stuff. I was looking at something. I think I left it open. Someone has a deal where it's like free shipping if you buy a certain amount. And there's like some oddball parallels and stuff. I'm like, oh, I got to go through that later. But the bigger stuff you can buy on eBay, right? You can buy at the shows, the National. But you can also get them from auction houses and things. So I have just stacks of stuff that, I finally got knocked off the list. 1909 T204 William Bransfield. Like I've been looking for this for the last few years. I was able to looking for that even at the last couple Nationals, and ran into a few that were higher grade that were just astronomically priced, and that one I was able to win in an auction house. This one, National, Allen and Ginter for the Phillies collection. Fogarty, this is 1888. So I was able to pick that up raw at the National, and then I brought it over to SGC, got the whatever their grading was called that they did there, just to make sure it was good, and then I got it encapsulated later. Yeah. National, Jim Constanti bread label. Like these are cards. Like I like picking these up because they're not your everyday. Oh, I can pop on eBay. Like you can go on eBay for this, sure. Hit the watch button. Maybe you'll get an email in 5 years. It's just not available often. 1895 Mayo cut.
Did you see that question?
George Haddock.
From Andrew. The question on the screen.
I've seen like little stories, but I don't know that any of it's based in anything real. I don't know.
I might be a Philly fan.
I saw something about, he's talked about if he'd be traded, it'd be the Yankees, Mets, or Phillies because he would want to be in
he's from that part of the
that area. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, the Angels were actually very improved last year.
Right.
They still stunk. They missed the playoffs. But if you actually look at it, last year, their pitching really wasn't the problem. They couldn't hit at all. Trout and Ohtani were banged up, and the rest of their lineup was horrific. So
Rendon was out almost the whole year.
Yeah.
If they can get something because they put together a little better staff.
Right.
Here's a 1933 Chuck Klein. Was thrilled to add this. George C. Miller. It's another tough card to get. All these favorites.
Yeah.
This is something like most people would be like, what is this? Like, what's this goofy card? 1955 Feline Franks, John Meyer. This is like a pop 4. So when people talk about, oh, this is a pop, of 200. Like that's like pop 4 among all companies or something to that nature. Got this one at the National, Richie Ashburn / Phillies collection.
Yeah.
Cool 52 star decals. Little Richie Ashburn rookie action there.
What I love,
1949 seal test.
you know me, I love stadiums, and that picture showing the old school stadium in the background, the wooden, and just man, I grew up in the wrong era. I would have loved to go to ballparks like that. I did go to a ballpark like that, pseudo pro amateur baseball league. I lived in our neighborhood.
And then, just to show that I don't only collect Phillies, there's a cool Ted Williams I picked up. Acquired that in a trade. Traded a Aaron Judge rookie auto for that. So
That's a nice card with the coloring and the white border, and that slab looks good.
Well, I mean,
yeah, that's one where SGC, works well.
Yeah. How about you, Dave? What you got for us? What Jets has been quarterbacks that we're going to see?
I do. I have a nice Chad Payton right here in front of me, but
Dave is a hell of an investor. Dave was on the Geno Smith bandwagon like 8 years before anyone else. So, go to him for your investment advice.
Yeah, I think I actually made money off him this year. It kind of turned the tide. It was still the negative until this year, and now it's all pretty much gone.
How much does the Joe Namath card go for?
I don't know. The rookies are well above my price range. I think probably one's to like $1,500, $2,000, one or two. I could be way wrong. It could be more now. I don't know. Eventually I'll get one, but I need to also have a couple grand to buy it. So, but all right. So there's only several cards, but you probably know what this is going to be. It's just the mantle from the National.
The Mick.
Yeah.
Too bad Ed's not here.
I remember when you brought that up to us, man. I was like, he's like, look at that guy.
Yeah, I took 2 trips to the ATM to get the extra money to get it.
Yeah.
So, but no, that's that, and then
every year you nail an order. You had the Ted Williams the year before, which is then you had the Mickey Mantle. I was like,
we also grabbed the Griffey last year too.
Yes, and you went in with a nice little list at the National this year, and I think you knocked some stuff out of the park there.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
For me,
Dave crushed it pretty good at the National.
You enjoyed that one too.
Yeah.
I know MikeO might hate this one, but
isn't that the picture too?
The Stadium Club one's great for this year. It's actually a cool card. It's heartbreaking, but Jordan Alvarez is my nephew's new Joe Carter. It wasn't as dramatic because it wasn't a walk-off, but
right. So for me, it's the picture back here. That's number one for me.
Those 4 old guys in a suit.
Yeah, those 4 old guys in a suit. It's after church one day. We had a little chicken picking party and picked that picture. They all signed it. Also, I picked up some Clementes this year. But for me, like really knocking out the my 60s and 70s Mets collection, that was just huge for me. And just having fun in a new area of the country and getting to learn. I can tell you about living in different areas of the country and going to different card shows. It's not the same. It is not. And it's been neat to see how each one is different. I can say that, and how much warmer it is to go to the ones here. So I can't express that enough. But for the year now, anybody have any like cool like things in a hobby some excitement they had in the hobby, or anything that's changed, increased, or I don't want to really talk negative yet. We'll end the show with that. I could speak. I just talked a little bit on it, like going to shows, meeting a whole new group. I have a new card shop that I'm friends with. I got the post office lady knows me.
Post office people know me too.
Yeah.
Oh, great. This guy rolling in.
Yeah, here comes Scott. Let me get the basket so he can take his stuff out. Getting to hang out with Nats man a little bit. I mean,
That was one of mine. Yeah.
Just being in a new area. I can't say that enough. If you get a chance to go to another card show outside, not the national necessarily, but a couple hours away that's not in your general area outside, you'll get a whole new experience and a whole new way of looking at things. Just going between Chantilly and this area of Hickory or Charlotte, it's two different shows, definitely. And just I said it last week, steadily adding to my Rolodex of friends in this community. That I have people I can reach out to and ask questions. People that I just call sometimes and talk crap with. These two guys here. And just, having a good time in this hobby and knowing that, there's other people out there in this hobby. But anybody have anything to add to that? If not, I mean, I think we all kind of feel the same way, but maybe not about me, but about other people. I know Dave put on a little, got us together and did a football. That was funny. Stunk.
Yeah, I wish he would have set I wish the championship were this weekend where Tom Brady threw 3 touchdowns, 450 yards, ran for a touchdown instead of last week when I had my
Tom Brady ran for a touchdown? It could have been, but he must have been inside the wall.
Last week I had my worst week of the year as in the championship for fantasy football.
Who did the Buccaneers play today?
They played
Carolina. Your Carolina Panthers, your hometown team.
I get mad. I know Nats man lives closer than I do to him, but I get tired of hearing about him. It's just that's it. I know. Well, Nats man's a Commanders fan, so
yeah, I don't even root for the Panthers. It's just
he can almost see the stadium from his house. Nah, but yeah, I know the Eagles lost today, so that puts Dallas. They got a chance.
I was going to say they could win the division next week and the 1 seed.
Yeah, they beat the Commanders, and Eagles lose to the Giants in New York. And I guess I came out today that New York's looking to sign Saquon and Danny Dimes to some long deal contracts. What's your LCS for when I'm in the area? Oh, it is Score More Sports. It's really nice. It's not a huge place, but they've told me, we want to make it like a card show inside the card shop. So they have some boxes, and the more you buy out of the boxes, the cheaper it is. They got great cards at great prices in there, and you just ask them. They can go in the back and bring out more cards. They don't do silent auctions or anything like that, but they got the boxes and they don't pay. It's not blowout prices. It's going to be more standard with Topps and Panini retail pricing. So
and they got a good reputation because, that was one of the shops I was telling Scott about. It's like we even heard about it down here in the Charlotte area for up in Winston where he's at. That's a good shop to go to.
They have for every $1 or something, you get your name in a hat. You can win stuff every month, and they know there are people. They do a trade night every Sunday night or Saturday night. It's one of those nights, and it's packed. A lot of kids. They have pizza and have a good time. From what I hear, it's a great time. They've been trying to get me to come up in there. I need to go. I just don't like kids. But anyway, I'm just joking. Am I? I don't know.
Hello, is this thing on?
Yeah, that's that. I'm supposed to keep that part quiet, I think. Anyway, get to, let's see. I know you sent me Dean up in there. I would love to see Dean run that trade night. He would go up in there and have everybody. He'd be working it. Three Rivers. Next time you're in town, you contact me. We'll go over there. It's an easy spot to get in and out of. Some great eating places over there too. I wouldn't know, but that's how it works. So, with everything going on, we're getting closer and closer to Fanatics taking over the world.
They haven't already?
Well, they haven't, and I'll tell you why. Because Panini is the thorn in their side. They're the thing in their foot. You know what I'm saying? They're just
holding them
and
back
I love
a few years.
What's that?
They're holding them back a few years.
Right, and I think it's kind of funny. But Fanatics still has. They're not like Tops. Fanatics still has a big role to play where they are internationally. They're an international more than Tops is, I would think. What does Tops have? F1, and that's about it. Panini with the soccer and entertainment side of things and the stickers, over in Europe, they still have a lot. I know it's two different things, Panini America, Panini. But, do we see, let's guess, do you see Panini ever selling out? I don't. Or because they're trying to stranglehold them. But I think Panini's having fun with them. What is it, 2025? They get the rights anyway, ball game over.
Something. It's either that or 26, I forget.
Yeah. So I don't see why, first off, I don't see why, other than Fanatics wanting to have the rights early, is the only reason to purchase them, since you already have Top.
They would want that, and I think they would want the brand names. Because in 2020, if nothing ever happens, they can take over and they can make Top's Finest NFL and all that, but they're not going to be able to make Panini Prism. Ultimately, Fanatics would like to be able to take some of the iconic brands like the Panini Prism and maybe even
I
certain
agree
other
with
things.
that. But I don't think
they might be able to in 2025 just buy. If Panini wanted to, they could just hold this stuff hostage, but they could always sell those as assets at some point. You know what I mean?
Panini might still want to
put the gun back in the pack, or the card's going to get it.
Yeah, I think Panini wants to hang on to their names for other sports because they want to make Mosaic soccer. They want to make Panini Prism soccer.
Yeah.
So that's what I think is the what the hang up is that I think Panini wants to keep those assets for other sports and other things they make. And I think we forget about that other stuff. And I think once they start making Tops Chrome, I don't think anybody's going to be in the streets yelling for Panini Prism.
I prefer Topps Chrome to Prism, but there is a generation of collectors who've
and I agree with that
Prism stuff. So
what would make
specifically in those sports,
you wait 5 years and then you make Panini Prism, and they would sell 1 billion cards that day, I think. But because of the nostalgic value of it, because I think that's what's going to hit when they make the first Topps football. I think I will even buy a box because I miss Topps football.
What was the last year? 2015.
I'm already saving money for Topps 5-star football when it comes out in a couple years. So.
And I mean, and you're joking, but there's some truth in that, right? Because as soon as they make
it's true,
right? Yeah.
How many years did they make 5-star football? By the way, it couldn't have been more than 3-4 years.
2010, 11, 12. Well, no, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Maybe it's 5. I think 5-star football came out the year, 2 years before baseball did. I think 2012 was the first year for baseball. And then, I know I started in 13, so
they
13
only have
or 14 and they
it.
stopped.
So,
did you get any 5-stars yet this year, Dave?
No, not yet. I haven't.
Go ahead, Dave.
I haven't found one I really liked. I'm not sure if I like the design this year. There's a
It's
couple like
also, I feel like it's so expensive, and they're still available on Top's website, at least as of the other day. I feel like I haven't looked because I've been too busy to like really go, oh, let me check out 5-star. But is there even a good selection of singles available? Sometimes they're just not out there yet.
I mean, most of the guys I already have. So like, there's no need. I mean, I think I'll try to see what the Rizzo looks like for the Yankees. I think that's what I talked to you about the other day. I think I said Rizzo and somebody else. But other than that, I have everybody. So it's not going to need a second or third autograph from most people.
Yeah. What if they do like? Do you ever do different uniforms of guys? Like,
yeah.
If there's, I don't know.
There's not.
Wade Boggs is a Yankee, Red Sox, or I mean, you probably don't like the Red Sox much, but
well, I do have Wade Boggs in a Red Sox uniform already. So, but yeah, no, I do. They do, but I think everything most of this year, nothing's different. It's all the same. Like even like Eddie Murray, I'm waiting for him to be like in a Dodgers uniform, but already have him in the Oreos and everything.
Cleveland Indians uniform.
I haven't seen that one. He hasn't had that one.
I have seen like the Cleveland Indians auto of him. I don't know if it's 5-star.
Museum had like Will Clark in a Oreos uniform. I got real excited about that, but it's super expensive. I'm like, I don't want to spend.
It's probably the only one ever.
For autograph.
yeah. I'm sitting here. Well, I got a 5-star David Wright sitting here beside me. So that's about the only one I got sitting over here.
I got a couple 5-star. I probably got shit. I got the Doc from a couple years ago.
I just think when that's awesome. I just think when they come out, because people are like, oh, I can't wait to see National Treasures. Well, wait till you see Transcendent Football or something like that. I'm like, Topps has their brands too. I just think they want to hold on to their brand names. Panini for other things. Who knows? They might get a license for movies, and you'll see mosaic avatars or something. The movie cards.
I can see it already. Like the pump coming. Avatar is the next big investment.
Look, I got the blue one. It matches the actors.
How do I couldn't get through the first movie a few years ago. I know it did really well, but I just know they're blue people.
I got through it, but I lost interest in it. I was just like, it's one of those, is it over yet type of movies for me. And I think this was longer. So
there were fish this time, right?
Well, I think this time was in the water instead of the trees. I guess the next one will be in the fire. I don't know, Earth, Wind, Fire. So any letdowns in 2022 for y'all in the hobby, other than they can't get the product out in time?
Well, you just took mine away.
I can't get a hotel room in Chicago the close to the convention center.
Amen, brother.
I can't believe
it. Email. I was going to talk to you afterwards. I sent them an email trying to get answers of what's going on. Because I might have to call them this week and find out. I'm trying, Dave. Well, we get some tents. Nobody will ever know. No, won't know. We'll be out in tents. I really can't, when it comes to the hobby, it just keeps on moving. I've been saying that, we'll get upset about something, but we just keep on moving. We did last 2 years. Prices are coming down. I don't think boxes are going to ever be down to pre-COVID. I think we just need to get used to that if that's the new norm for them. But they're not as high as they were at COVID, unless you're football or basketball. And I don't even think those are as expensive. Has anybody seen those? I know we're all baseball guys. I know Dave does.
I think a lot of that stuff's still overpriced, but it's still down from where it was.
I didn't say it wasn't overpriced.
But I think baseball, of course, is more expensive than it was pre-COVID too. But football's like 4 times where baseball's maybe like 2 times. I'm just throwing out.
I don't know if it's for baseball, like the lower end.
It depends product to product.
Yeah, it's $30 to me, the way it looks over what it used to be. And
I
then
mean,
you got the
obviously,
big
it's,
ones.
it depends what
The
you
big
do.
ones are maybe 2 times, like the 5-star. And even though I almost bought a box of Topps Black Chrome at the coffee shop yesterday because they had them for $135, which was what it was on the website. But I don't have to pay the $10 shipping fee and have to wait 6 weeks to get it. Or maybe not get it, goes to my dad's house, wherever it goes when it leaves there.
Or maybe get a box of, stickers and
Oh,
say,
thank you, Jamar. Thank you. Yeah, that's the retail prices for Chrome stuff is ridiculous. $35 for a Chrome blaster box. Somebody needs a kick in it.
Well, the Chrome update, $50 for a mega box with 40 cards.
Yeah,
40 cards, I think, for $50, over $1 a piece. So,
it's just
I mean, the hobby's still fun. It's still a good time. There's plenty of choices, which is certainly great. Obviously, you addressed it. The delays, which they're still playing catch up. I get it. Hopefully, at some point they can correct that because it's frustrating when half your products come out after the conclusion of your season. Like that's just not good for anybody. But the hobby in general, to me,
get
is still
that
a lot of
one.
fun.
That's man from James down there.
And I
James
think
got a good one there.
I think things will correct and improve themselves and kind of keep moving in a good.
Yeah, Panini's were horrible this year, James. So that's a good point.
Chrome update's pretty bad too. I only opened one box and I had
I opened
12 cards that were very off center.
Oh, did you? Yeah, that's the problem. Three Rovers. I opened up a box of Star Wars Black Room. That was my midnight champagne last night. That was my last 22, first 23 box opening, and I paid $135, and probably didn't get half my money back. But the person that I got as the autograph, I already have him, but I don't have him as this character. If that makes any sense to anybody, so because he plays several different voice acts several different characters. But, that's the way it goes in the Star Wars world. If anybody else has anything else to add for the new year, I appreciate you two guys coming on. Great friends of the hobby.
It was one of my favorites. I didn't show off.
When you had those, that's a very pretty card. They finally
not only because it's a beautiful looking card, it's not a card worth a ton. It's a great image. It's a great moment. I actually gave my brother one of these because he had come up. I called him up like 2 days before this game 5, and I was like, "Hey, what are you doing? Do you want to?" So we grew up together, and like he lives down around Baltimore, and we hadn't, the last couple of years, hard to get to a game. We got to one game last year. I was like, I happen to have an extra ticket to the NLCS if you'd like to go. So we got to go down there and hang out before the game, during the game, kind of see that moment. So, like, that's what makes – when people talk crap on, like, Topps Now cards, like, I get it. You don't need to buy every one, but sometimes they can be, just super special.
I love –
super cool cards if it's the right moment,
I hope the Fanatics keep that, and I hope they expand that to – football and basketball because it's great. It's a great thing. They Upper Deck does it in hockey. They've been doing it. Topps found a loophole in the hockey stickers world, so they can make hockey stickers, and they do it for that as well. I just kind of been laying off buying stuff a little bit, so I missed the Ovechkin 800 stickers, but I can get it if I want it. Anything you want to add, Dave, other than getting ready for the National? Because it's the new year flips. When it flips, it comes fast. So,
it's 8 months, and I'm ready to go.
How many days?
He'll be having an hour clock on the group chat.
No, I'm going to figure out, I'll probably get my plane ticket here pretty soon, and then we'll have to figure out the hotel situation. But
I picked up my I went ahead and bought a ticket. I just got the ticket for the day pass, or getting in early. You get the VIP, you just don't get the tchotchke bag and all the.
Missing out on all those advertisements.
Yeah,
and a free pen.
Yeah, yay. So oh well. And it was that's what $40 I could spend on the card or cards. Max, man, anything you want to add or any updates you would like to fill us in on before we take off?
I got surgery coming up here a couple of weeks in January. So just getting lab work done and trying to keep hemoglobin's up so I don't need a blood transfusion because the flu's real bad down here. And people getting admitted to the hospital, they don't want me going to get a transfusion at the ER because they're afraid I'll get sick with my immune. So I got cabin fever. I'm stuck at home, still not allowed to drive. And so that kind of sucks. Hopefully that'll change. But and then just looking for some I'm looking for a particular Soto card. I'm looking for the championship card where they were at the White House for a good price. So if anybody sees that,
What is that, a variation?
Is that
Or the Tops
now,
Now
right?
one?
It's one of the Tops Now one. So if anybody sees it, holler at me at a reasonable price. And
I thought you were about to say holler at you at a reasonable volume. I was like,
hey, can you get that a card?
Well, Nats, man, I think everybody over here agrees. We love seeing you on here tonight. Great addition to any night with us. Thanks, Dave and Mike. Great friends of me and the channel and of the hobby. These two guys. Dave is like an encyclopedia history of the community. You sit down with him at shows and he'll talk about the old stuff, and it's great.
And if need to know anything of the 80s or 90s rookies,
that's right.
He collects them all.
Yes, that's right.
He's even good enough to collect Pat Burrell rookie cards. So
that's right. That's really. You're joking about that, but if you do need to know, he can tell you. That's awesome, man. So that's, man, I also want to tell you need to go back and look at some of the older ones. This community is awesome, and they got your back, brother.
Yeah, I went on it the other day and responded to some. So hopefully if you get an alert, apologize. But I did get to a bunch of them. So thank y'all very much for reaching out, especially on IG and Facebook and all that. And man, y'all don't realize how much it does help.
So with that in mind, keep Natsman in your mind. Till next time, like, share, tell a friend, hit the bell. Go back and say something in if you don't mind after it goes on archives. If you just say, hey, great show, terrible show, whatever, just leave a comment saying, Scott, you should have wiped your left nostril. It was hanging there the whole time. Anything, just leave something. It helps me out, helps the community out, because we all stay in contact with each other. So I think we need to start off commenting, and it helps out the community. Mike baseball card, this baseball card pointed that out. So until next time, see ya.
Peace.
Happy New Year.